Y'all see the title. As a grown black man, took my girlfriend to see Barbie. Cue the intro.
Warning, the following video you are about to see comes from a geek and nerd who loves Marvel content and anime shows. Over here, we do not hold our tongue about anything and give you the most honest opinion about our chosen video topic. We do things that other content creators don't do. If you want someone like you to dissect said topic, subscribe and join other geeks in this space. While you are at it, leave a like on the video. Enjoy.
Now, honestly, this movie wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great, wasn't good, wasn't decent, wasn't anything. Actually, it probably was that bad. And I have to obviously say, of course, I'm not the target demographic. Target demographic is white people and females. So white females. I'm neither of those. This is a spoiler review. As I've been making my channel, I think I'm gonna go away from making regular reviews because, bro, y'all can watch any other channel. I'm gonna keep it blunt, keep it simple. And the stuff I want to say is stuff I can't say without spoiling the movie. To start off, right? So the whole premise is Barbie figures out that she's thinking about death and all this type of stuff. And she's like, maybe I'm thinking about that because the person who was playing with me. So she goes to the real world, find the people who she's playing with, and it's like, oh, the real world is taken over by men. Yada, yada, yada. Now, this movie was a little chaotic. It had 1,000 plot points. Neither one of them got fixed except for the ending where she goes off and comes in the real world fully. But Margot Robbie as Barbie, she did her thing, it's what you can expect from her. There's not really too much she could do because that's what she was given, how the story was written. This is one of the more political movies, which is weird when you're doing an IP as Barbie. It's like, why do you choose to go the political route? In my theater, it wasn't packed out by any means. It was some little kids in there. They were loud and annoying. And some of the things I know they didn't know what was going on. Like, it was some points where some comments they made to Barbie where they had went to the school and the girls were calling her fascist and all type of stuff. It's like, bruh, I don't know what that word means. So I know some of these kids I need to know what this stuff is like meaning, bruh. But I think what took the cake for me is, in the beginning, it kind of had me sold where they were both picking on women and men. Because, as men, the whole thing is, they made a joke, patriarchy. And I had to kind of take a dig at 3C right now. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I haven't watched him in a minute, but I did watch his Barbie review to see what he was saying. And I have to say I disagree with his take about, oh, this is a Barbie movie. You shouldn't expect it to be, if you expect it to be about feminism, you need to look at yourself. I'll play the clip here.
We want to explore anxiety, depression, women issues, men issues, which I really don't think that should be that big a surprise in here. I think any man going in there not expecting the Barbie movie to be, very woman heavy, you're kind of crazy. Oh my God, the Barbie movie was pro-woman? How could they do that? But even with that, I think there is enough in here for men to really love and get a big boys rule, girls drool. Like, if you're really walking away offended from this movie, just take a look in the mirror a little bit, my friend. But it was more the part of all the...
I disagree with that because a Barbie movie it can be about feminism, that's fine. But when you get into like the politics and when you're saying stuff like fascist and all these political words and terms, and you make, oh, there's a Barbie, the president and the Barbies are made by all men. It's like, bruh, some of that stuff doesn't need to be in this movie. And I felt like it didn't. It was PG-13, but I think the only reason why it was PG-13 because of the joke they had with the genitals. I want to see what his genital bump looks like. Simple stuff like that. When Barbie had went to the real world, she got smacked on the butt. Other than that, it really had no reason to be PG-13. The producers and the studios to weed out the little kids trying to go to the movie. It's like, hey, this is gonna be for little adults, and I can kind of understand why they did that, because most people who play with Barbies are on like the older side nowadays. But it's still Barbie, so you still have kids from this generation wanting to know what this movie will be like and be experienced. Going back to how my theater was, I know this review is gonna be all over the place. Going back to how my theater was, it was people in there. My girlfriend, she was sleeping there for one. She was dozing off multiple times. It was people in there going like this, just laying down, bro. This was probably one of the more boring movies I've ever sat in, because they had like 10 to 12 monologues of saying the same thing over and over and over. It was a long speech about the mother. You find out that the woman who had been playing with the Barbie was not the kid. Whole time it was the mom. So you have a scene where the mom was explaining, hey, we live in this world and we're expected to be this and we're expected to be strong, but we can't say that we're strong. We can't do this. And it was kind of ironic because, and this we're gonna get political. You have to watch the movie to see what I'm saying. It's kind of ironic because in this day and age of feminism and all this stuff, you have a thing where it's like women want to be uplifted and all this type of stuff, but they also have emotions, have feelings. You can't say I want to be strong and do this and do that and not at the same time have super heightened emotions. Those don't go hand in hand. That's why as men we always get criticized when we're being seen as weak or we're going to our emotions. It kind of makes the emotions of being weak and crying and stuff kind of takes away from being strong. So you have plot points like that that's kind of weird. Another plot point was the Barbie and Ken thing. Ryan Gosling as Ken was probably the best part of this movie, honestly. But he came to America and saw that, hey, men are in charge here. What am I doing being treated like crap back at Barbie Land? And that's what he was. He was being treated like crap at Barbie Land and nobody realized it. Everyone was okay with Ken being a sideline, you know? And that's another thing that was kind of weird. Is like, we had this movie where it was like women empowerment, feminism. But women have to understand, y'all can have feminism and be empowered without having to put men down. You don't have to put men down to reach those goals. And what I mean by that is Ken came back from being in the real world, seeing that men was in charge, came back before Barbie got there and kind of changed everything to make the men rule. The Barbies that had this idea to like, hey, we're gonna do this and trick the Kens to go against each other so we can take the back Barbie land. And it's like, why can't y'all make it Barbie and Ken land? Why can't y'all have it equal? And it's even a point in this movie where Barbie's like, well, where did the Ken, well, someone asked Barbie, where did the Ken go? I don't know where they live. They just there, bro. And it's kind of, it left a weird taste in my mouth. Whoever the writer or director was, why didn't y'all make it to where Barbie and Ken had a compromise or did anything like that? That's what I mean. Y'all don't have to be so women empowerment and so feminism that y'all can't even date another dude. Barbie didn't even want to kiss Ken in this movie. And it came off as kind of disgusting. Then, back at the real world, like when they first get into the real world, we get an over exaggerated take on how it is to be a woman in America. Obviously, I'm not a woman in America, so I can't say how it is. But bro, as a man, men aren't just going up to random women and smacking their butt. They're not doing that. Most men aren't doing that. Most men. Another thing, there's no woman on this earth who is pretty enough to be badgered literally everywhere she go. Everywhere. Barbie got arrested for punching somebody and the police were harassing her and badgering her. It's like, bro, come on. I don't think that's realistic. Y'all don't have to do stuff like that and over exaggerate how the world is and make us look like douchebags to better justify your claim that you're trying to say. I wasn't messing with that. We get towards the end of the movie, and towards the end, it's like the mom and the daughter from the real world, they come back to Barbie Land. I guess they stayed, and that point in the third act where they're trying to figure out like how to get the Kens to be against each other, the Barbies get everything they want, and in the end, the creator of Barbie comes back and is like, "Hey, Barbie, what do you want?" I don't know. She says she wants to go to the real world. Now, for someone who just had the biggest spiel about how the real world is populated by men, women that got this and that in the real world, you want to go there? And then at the end, the first thing you choose to do is go to the gynecologist to get your poom poom checked? That's weird. That's a little weird. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, y'all had two different things going on in this movie. Do y'all want to be feminist or do y'all not? It didn't make sense for her to fight back the man agenda the whole movie, and then gets to the end, she wants to go back to where men aren't in control, quote unquote. And then you can make the case. It's like, hey, I'm going back here to change how the world is. One woman isn't going to change the whole world, especially one woman who was a toy who doesn't have any credentials, no credentials at all. So how is she supposed to change anything in the real world? And that's another thing. Even how the toys, how they're supposed to be when they were supposed to be toys, it was a little confusing. I'm like, bro, y'all could have did a better job differentiating or giving us a realer version of what it means to be a toy. I know they had the stuff where they're drinking and nothing comes out the cup. They're showering or she's showering and nothing's coming down from the faucet. But that wasn't enough. In my opinion, y'all should have animated. Y'all should have animated beforehand. Like when they're in the Barbie land, have it be a little animated. Not like cartoon, but like claymated. I don't know. Like realistic animation. And then they transition over, and that's real life. That would have made it more exciting, and it would have gave me more of a in-depth feel. It was just a weird movie. And I'm gonna be honest. Right now, it's not doing so good. The audience scores. A lot of people don't know there's verified audience scores on the audience scores where everybody has their take. The audience scores of everybody is not that good. I think it was like 81 last time. I'll put another one if it's changed. Most audiences, the audience aren't starting to like this movie. I'll chalk it up to like, I don't think this movie is going to hit $1 billion like some people were claiming. I don't think it's going to do that well. It probably will do it well the first opening weekend. But as far as longevity, I don't think it has much longevity. Except for the women who are like super feminists and super and play with the Barbies. Okay, they'll probably go again. But for a movie that would have been better if it catered towards kids, I don't think it's going to do that well. I could be wrong. But yeah, this is a boring movie. This might take the cake for me as the worst movie of 2023 so far. Yeah, I have it over The Flash. So do with that information what you want, what you please. But I wasn't feeling this movie at all. Do I recommend seeing it? No, unless you're a super Barbie fan. But that's all I got for y'all. If you love the video, like the video. If you don't love the video, still like the video. I'm on the road to 100 subscribers. I appreciate everybody who has continued to support my YouTube channel. Share my videos, share it with your friends, share it with your family. And that's it. We out. Peace.
Great way